Welcome into another edition of College of the Redwoods football here on ESPN 107.3 FM, KATA 1340 AM, and on the College of the Redwoods football live stream. I am Mitchell Manji alongside my partner, as always, Liam Warner. We are live from Los Altos Hills, South Bay area for Foothill College and College of the Redwoods Game 2, first road game for Redwoods, as headed down yesterday night, stayed the night in the Bay Area, and then took some time today, spent with the team before a nighttime kickoff here, 6 p.m. from Los Altos Hills. And Liam Warner has welcomed you in. Foothill College, a team that Redwoods faced 2 years ago, lost 20-3 here on this field, and an opportunity for redemption of a football team. Both these teams coming in at 0-1 today, having lost their previous games by 3 points. So a lot to play for on the line. However, Foothill always billed as one of the premier teams of the in Northern California, really, when it comes to it. So they've set the standard. They've got some talented players. Redwoods will have their work cut out for them. However, should be a fun match today.
Yeah, it should be fun. Obviously, I remember that game 2 years ago. I mean, this Foothill team shut down a very high-powered Redwoods offense. And, of course, with junior college football, I'm sure none of the players that played in that game are playing here today. But, yeah, it was a tough game last week. As head coach Jason White said in his interview with Ray Hamill on HumbleSports.com, if it wasn't for that fumble on the opening kickoff, we would have won the game. And so, they really competed. They played hard. The defense played really well. The offense still needs some work, but there are a lot of new guys on that unit. So, looking forward to seeing Redwoods compete today against another tough team.
So a week ago, dropped a game at home versus Sac City, 16-13 up at the Redwood Bowl. And I think the story of the game, as you mentioned, Liam, obviously the key fumble on the opening kickoff, but mistakes and limiting mistakes going into game two. Obviously, they're going to happen earlier in the season. The quicker that you can clean them up, the good teams are able to execute. And this is a team in Foothill that you can't afford to make those mistakes. They'll make you pay on the other end.
Yeah, and as you'll hear Coach White say in my interview with him, I mean, the most growth you're going to see during the season is between week 1 and week 2. I mean, week 1, just got moved up to the national division. You're going to see a lot of those mistakes, especially on offense. And so, I know they worked hard at practice this past week, and they're ready to go today.
So one of the takeaways, just little things you mentioned, that there was a few penalties to clean up. -2 in the turnover margin, and then offensively, you're really looking at that offensive line to see how they stand out. Douglas Adams, defensive end for Foothill, is as advertised, big, powerful, strong rusher. He's going to get a lot of attention from this Redwoods offense. And their middle linebacker, Fualema, leads the team in tackles also. So that front seven, very talented for a Redwoods team that really needs to establish the run game and be able to pound the rock if they want to have success and set up the pass.
Yeah, and Coach White said in my interview, I mean, last week it was a lot more about a very good defensive front for Sac City than really the struggles with the offensive line, although there's a ton of work that needs to be done with the offensive line. I believe there's only one returner that came back on that unit. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of work there. Quentin Buckland, despite being under siege for a lot of the game last week, still managed to play really well. And so looking forward to seeing what he can do today.
And then defensively, I think that the Redwoods team, you look at it, 13 points allowed is good, but they were set up for failure on the opening drive as you're sending them back out there at their backs against their own end zone. But realistically, if you look at the product over the course of the full 60 minutes, defense was probably one of the highlights for this Redwoods team, which Coach DeMero Wheeler and his staff have really had them playing at a high level, especially over the past 2 seasons. So I think that defensively, again, as we referenced the 2023 Foothill game, that there was a Foothill team that was averaging, almost 60 points a game coming into it, and they were able to hold them to 20. Now, the question is going to be on the flip side, is if you can keep them in that number of maybe 20 to 25 points, does your offense have the firepower to put up enough?
Yeah, and I remember 2 years ago with that game, you'll hear in the Coach White interview, he said he'd like to forget about that game 2 years ago. But, Max Huff was the quarterback 2 years ago. He was very good. Redwoods had a very high-powered offense, and they came in here and Foothill, made Max Huff, who was a very good quarterback the entire season, look very frazzled and just very out of it. And it held the Redwoods offense to 3 points. So, I mean, if the defense 2 years ago, if the defense today is like the defense 2 years ago, it's going to be tough for this Redwoods offense.
So really, you're just looking for them to put it all together and play a complete game. and both sides of the football. Special teams is going to be critical. There's no Cody Hayes today, so you're missing your long snapper. That's going to keep an eye on. Coach White saying he's not as concerned on PATs, the short snaps. It's going to be the long snaps, the punts, making sure that you're able to execute with a position that you usually don't plan contingencies for backups. Also offensively, no Cody Hayes. You're going to go backup tight end, who's going to be Jack Dascom getting his first start of the season. So with that, let's take a 60-second timeout on the other end. Liam, your exclusive interview with head coach Jason White coming up. For those of you listening on our YouTube live stream, you're going to need to head on over to KATA1340.com. Again, if you're watching on the live stream, it's going to be dead air until about kickoff, as the interview with Coach White will be playing exclusively on KATA1340.com. Coming up shortly, 6 o'clock kickoff, Redwoods Foothill, right here on ESPN 107.3. Foothill College for College of the Redwoods and Foothill. As Redwoods has won the toss, they've elected to defer their option to the second half, so it will be defense out on the field first. As Foothill will start with the ball. Foothill on offense, 319 yards of total offense a week ago against Monterey Peninsula College. That was a 3-point loss in overtime, 20-17 down in Monterey. Both teams coming in today at 0-1, looking for their first win. It is the home opener for Foothill. They will be in all black jerseys, black pants, black helmets, red numbering. Visiting Redwoods, black helmets, all white jerseys and pants as they get set to kick it away. Jordan Fuentes back deep to receive for Foothill. Brandon Saylor, big leg kicker for Redwood, set to kick it away. And Saylor's opening kickoff, a good one. Going to be caught at the 5 by Fuentes. Fuentes across the 20. He's got a lane. 30, 35, still on his feet across the 40. Keeps the legs churning and all the way out to midfield. Not the start you're looking for in Redwood's special team. Sets up Foothill out at the 50-yard line for their opening possession. And that's where we will meet their quarterback, James Maxwell. Maxwell a week ago, 18 of 29, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Nate Williams, lead running back, 12 attempts, 57 yards. Average 4.8 yards per carry on the ground. They'll mix it up. They had 5 different backs, a combination of quarterbacks as well, getting carries. Here is the Redwoods defense. We saw a bunch of 3-man front exclusively a week ago. They're going to go 4 down linemen, 3 down, 1 standing. Tight end goes in motion across the formation. Pistol set, handoff left side. And churning forward for about 3 on the carry is Nate Williams. Brings up 2nd down and 7. Mid-70s here from Los Altos Hills is College of the Redwoods. First road game of the year. Not even their longest. They'll head down to Sequoias and Visalia in 2 weeks. Maxwell in the gun, another 4-man front for Redwoods. Snap, handoff running right. And a big gap, 1st down and more. Made a couple guys miss and an ankle tackle in the defensive backfield. Jackson Selden, last man to beat, tied him up around the ankle. Otherwise, that could have been 6 for Williams on the ground. So Owls move the chains. They're in Redwoods territory down to the 32-yard line. Williams checks out of the game. Anthony Alonso, the backup running back, to the left of the quarterback, Maxwell. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Isaiah Tungaloa backs off the edge. Corsairs show some pressure. Don't bring it. Pass rolling out left. Check down short. Pass is completed. Tied up and tackled for a gain of about 5. Corsairs stood stout on the play action. Held their ground. That was about the only open option. Quickly out of the hands of Maxwell. And that was his game a week ago against Monterey. Quick passes, taking a good long look at the defense. Weighing his options, looking who would be the correct reads based off of the alignment of the Redwoods defense. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 6. We approach the 13-minute mark, no score, first quarter. Maxwell in the gun. Brings a man in motion across the formation. Fake, he's going to keep it on the left. No, he gave it to the speed sweep going right. And a very good read by Eli Freehoff to stymie the speed sweep as Maxwell even had me fooled up here in the booth with a quarterback keeper. He sold it very well. So we'll keep an eye to see if Foothill comes back to that play, as no edge stayed there with Maxwell on the far side. 12.5 to go. It's 3rd down and 5. 2 receivers left. Pistol formation. Hard count. See our player twitch, but got back onside. Quick throw. Looking to the right. Pass is completed. And out of bounds, going to be just enough for a first down. Needed 5, got 7 on the quick hitter. And that's Maxwell's game. We're going to see that quite a bit. Looking for matchups that he likes across the formation and trying to get the ball out quickly. So a 3rd down conversion. .33% a week ago for Foothill on 3rd down. They get the first one faced here on the opening drive. 11:34 to go after the tackle for a loss in the backfield, 2nd down and 13. Pistol set, receiver comes in motion across the formation. Maxwell gets the snap, dropping back to pass, looking right the entire way under pressure as he threw right behind the intended target. He got dropped on the play. Hit delivered by Luke Saraceno as the throw was behind his intended target on an out route and looking for the quick hitter, but the defense got there, and that brings up the 3rd down and long. 13 yards. Ball spotted at the 23, got to get to the 10. No score between Redwoods and Foothill down here at Los Altos Hills. Opening drive for Foothill, their 2nd 3rd down they faced. They converted 3rd down and 5, but facing a longer 3rd and 13. 3 receivers right, Maxwell with the back behind him, dropping back to pass. Pressure coming on the outside, steps up. He's looking all the way, dropped and fumbled the ball. And Foothill jumps on it, but good pressure on back-to-back plays by the defensive line for Redwoods, and they're going to hold Foothill to, at minimum, a field goal attempt here. So loss of 5 on the play as Maxwell fumbled, and here comes the field goal unit with just under 11 minutes to go. Kicker's number 46, Connor Cook. Got a 44-yard field goal. Cook tried one from 53, came up short in the pregame. Late substitution for Foothill trying to run a guy on. And whistles before the snap. That might have been delay of game. Plenty of leg, and that is the initial signal as Cook drilled it with ease from 44. So delay of game is going to make a 45-yarder, a 49-yarder, 44-yarder, excuse me. So referees are waiting for him to adjust the spot of the ball. They had to retrieve the football. So 10:16 to go, first quarter opening drive. Corsairs yet to possess the ball as they've held Foothill to a field goal attempt. It's going to be a 49-yarder just inside the right hash for Connor Cook, who just showcased on that last one before the delay game. He's definitely got the leg. Cook takes his stance. Soft snap. This one's a line drive, but he drilled it right down the pipe, and Foothill is on the board first. They lead it 3-0. Redwoods getting the football when we come back at 30 seconds here on ESPN 107.3. So it'll be the first opportunity for the Redwoods offense and Quentin Buckland to possess the football as Connor Cook gets set to kick it away from his own 35-yard line. Dominic Conant deep to receive. End over end kick is going to be handled by Isaac Johnson at the goal line, and he's going to take it out. Johnson looking for a lane, takes a hit, goes forward, flag flies from the Foothill sideline as Johnson only made it back to about the 20-yard line. A deep kick from Cook as we await the call of the penalty. And the flag looked like it came out at the same time that the hit was delivered. They are marking the spot of the flag. Not much room on that return for Johnson. So it's going to be a block in the back. It'll be half the distance to the goals. It's going to come from the spot foul. So CR offensively is going to start from inside their own 10-yard line for their first offensive possession. Defense looked strong in the first drive, held Foothill to a 49-yard field goal, which they were able to convert. So trailing 3-0 with 10-12 to go first quarter. Again, alongside Liam Warner, Mitchell Manji. Down here, Los Altos Hills. First night game for College of the Redwoods in my recent memory is snap to Buckland, handoff right side. Not much running room, maybe 2 or 3.
First night game since the bowl game.
Looked like Alec Grant on the carry over the right side. First time we've seen him get action. As a week ago, Quentin Buckland was 13 of 22 for 130 yards, no touchdowns and an interception. He did rush for 45 yards, long of 12, averaged 4.1 on the ground. Hank Ohlenberger got the majority share as he got 23 carries, but just 44 yards to show for it. So a gain of 4 on first down brings up second down and 6. Play action, bubble screen to the right. Room to run, and Corsairs chipping away. Will pick up another 3 or 4. Flag in on the play. Alec Grant remaining in as the back. So illegal formation goes against Redwoods. So a bubble screen that worked in their favor for 3 to 4 yards, leaving them a third and short, is going to reset them back on second down behind the sticks. Officially, it'll be a second down and 11. Ball swatted just inside their own 6, so right back to about starting position. See, the first 2 plays have gone right for Redwoods, and they've got Douglas Adams lined up on the right side of the defense, left to the offense. It's easy to shift off ball. Empty formation for Buckland. Pressure coming on the outside. Quick throw, right side completed, but not much there for Jack Dascom, tight end, getting his first start filling in for the injured Cody Hayes. And a flag came in. Pressure was showed by Douglas Adams. He backed off the ball initially and then came up to try and time the snap, but he was well handled by the left tackle, Ezra Bailey. As we'll take a look at the Redwoods starting offense. Ezra Bailey at left tackle. Kikoa Kahukalauna, left guard. Cameron Caspino at center. Jairo Ioane at right guard. Ethan Bunton, the right tackle. Saul Reyes, Jack Dascom, Alex Meadows, and Isaac Johnson. We flexed out. Hank Ohlenberger, Alec Grant, the backs. Quentin Buckland under center for the Redwoods offense as they now face third down and 11. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Grant remains the back to Buckland's left. Redwoods working right to left as we see it behind the home sideline. Snap to Buckland. Pressure coming, stepping up underneath. Keeps his eyes downfield. Throws just too far. Looking for Saul Reyes coming across the field. It looked like he had a step on the defender. Buckland just a step out in front of him, and Corsairs will be forced to punt from their own end zone. And this is one thing to keep an eye on. Without Cody Hayes, that's your starting long snapper. So it'll be CJ Patro doing the long snapping. Cole Newton, the punter. Newton heels almost at the back of the end zone. The white hat referee right there to keep an eye on it. Good snap, pressure coming. He gets it away, but barely. It's a bit of a wobbler. Not more than 20 yards in the air, but a good bounce for Redwoods. However, Foothill will start with the ball in Redwoods territory. So good starting field position on the first 2 drives for the Owls as they took the opening kickoff all the way back out to the 50-yard line, and a short punt on 4th down from their own end zone sets up the Owls with first down and 10 from the Redwoods 36. Defense looked impressive on the opening drive, Liam, and held their own, and it's been the mantra is the bend don't break. They seem to allow yards historically between the 20s, but really buckle down in the red zone. Pistol formation for Maxwell. Shifts the tight end, sends him back. Handoff left side behind the tight end. looking for a cut and maybe 3 or 4 yards on the ground. Boxer Kopskak Young, the ball carrier. Gain of 3 officially brings up 2nd down and 7. 7:45 to go, first quarter. Foothill on top of Redwoods, 3-0. Second drive of the game for the Owls. Maxwell again in the pistol. He's got 3 receivers right, 1 left. Drops back to pass. Flag on the snap. Throw deep down the left side. Dropped it right in the breadbasket for the receiver. Was he able to hang on? Yes, touchdown, but we do have a flag on the play that came right as the snap. Marvis Christian, the defensive back in coverage for Redwoods, could not have played that any better, but it just a beautiful throw from Maxwell. Dropped it right in. And it's going to be an illegal procedure call, so take the points off the board. Usually when you see a snap right at the line, your first thought is going to be offsides. In this case, flip side, illegal formation.
Well, I think Foothill thought it was offside because the flag was thrown and they took a deep shot down the field because they thought they had a free play.
So that puts the Owls behind the sticks. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Landro Barnett just caught that would have been touchdown, lined up on the left side across from Christian again. Dropping back to pass yet again. Maxwell with time, stepping up, rolling out, eyes downfield, behind, nearly intercepted. Stepping up, Dominic Conant to break up that pass, and again, another 3rd and long, but another flag down on the play as well. Be holding against the Owls. Redwoods will accept the penalty, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 22 now. 7:20 to go, first quarter. Foothill Owls on top of College of the Redwoods, 3-0 in their second drive. The CR defense has stood up to the test early on this first quarter. Landro Barnett, the leading receiver for Foothill a game ago, split wide right. Maxwell, handoff, running right side. First man there defensively was Christian Solomona. Solomona, a bright spot for the defense a week ago, had an interception return for a touchdown, total of 3 yards. Got it close to the end zone on a screen pass underneath, but put the first points of the season on the board for Redwoods. Substitutions for both teams. It's going to be 3rd down and forever, officially 3rd and 19. 6:45 to go, first quarter. Redwoods trailing Foothill 3-0. And we're live from Los Altos Hills, 6 p.m. kickoff, first night game of the year. 2 receivers left, tight end and receiver right, pistol for Maxwell. He's going to shift his tight end across the formation. Dropping back, pass pressure coming, steps up, throw across the middle, too high. Was looking for James Yost, his receiver, going across the formation, but that's been several times that the front 4, front 3 defensive line for Redwoods has gotten pressure on the quarterback. So 4th and 19 is that drive, negative yards for Foothill. Dominic Conant deep to return for Redwoods. Heels at his own 10-yard line. Jordan Rucker, the punter for Foothill. It's a high punt, a wobbler, bouncing and towards the end zone and in for a touchback. Looked like that bounce might go in Foothill's favor. However, takes a Redwoods roll. Goes back into the end zone. So 5:36 to go, first quarter. It's second possession for Redwoods. A much better starting field position, Liam, not being stuck inside your own 10 to start things off, which might limit your play call.
They did a corner for this on that last play. Right.
So big thank you to North Fork Lumber Company and Game On, sponsors of CR Football, as Buckland back out with the offense, takes the snap, quick throw, right side, completed. Alex Meadows with his first reception. Good for 8 on the catch and run. Brings up second down and short. That's going to be the name of the game for Redwoods. You're not going to get it all at once, but taking those opportunities, the quick hitters, able to get the ball out of Buckland's hands quickly is what you want to see. Second down and 2, and the whole playbook is open here. Approach 5 minutes to go, first quarter. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Couple hard counts from Buckland, no movement on the defensive side. Fualema, the middle linebacker, walked up over the center. See if he comes or not. Play action rolling out. Looking downfield, Buckland makes a defender miss and smartly just throws it away. Very good job by Quinton not to try to do too much with that football. Nobody open down the field, just get rid of it, and it leaves you with third and short. A sack there would made things quite difficult on third down. Instead, now you have third down and 2.
Third down and 2.
So first drive for Redwoods, really not much going, as there was quite a few penalty flags, and they come out in a heavy formation. Buckland's going to get under center with 3 backs behind him. It's officially third and a long 1, as it's going to be a handoff right side. Good push from the line and enough to pick up the first down. Hank Ohlenberger needed 2, got 2.5 to 3, but enough to move the sticks. Redwoods went 3 and out first possession, so finally able to get some traction. What you're really looking for here, you just want to get 2 first downs, get it out near midfield, given an opportunity to flip the field, as Foothill's had great starting field position on both their 2 opening drives. Empty formation, 3 receivers left for Buckland. Again, the hard count. 3 down linemen for Foothill. Snap, bubble screen, out to the side and dropped.
Clinton Buckland's pass falls incomplete. Pass intended for Justice Anthony.
So Anthony Justice, wide receiver, was the intended target on the bubble screen. Only 3 DBs over top on that left side with 3 receivers. He would have blocking with one-on-one. Was he able to haul it in? But you got defenders barreling down on you. The first task is to hold on to the ball. 3 receivers left, under 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Buckland from the gun, dropping back to pass. Pressure coming. Screen excellently executed under right for Ohlenberger, and just not able to get away from the Foothill defense. They brought pressure from that side. Screen went right over the top, but a pickup of 3 brings up third down and 7. Officially, it'll be a gain of 4. It'll be third down and 6. Ball spotted at Redwood's own 35-yard line. You'd like to see this drive get out to at least midfield. Obviously, perfect would be to get in the end zone. However, if you're going to have to punt, you want to force Foothill to receive it deep. Is this going to be play action pressure coming for Buckland? He's got 1-on-1 on the right side, and a lot of grabbing there from the defensive back. No call, as he was looking for Alex Meadows, 1-on-1 in front of the Redwoods sideline, and CR will be forced to punt.
Fourth down and 6.
Probably a little bit of mutual hand fighting there, but definitely looked like Meadows' jersey got tugged on a couple of times, as with 3 minutes to go first quarter, trailing 3-0, CR is going to punt for the second time.
Simpson is deep for the Owls.
Cole Newton, the punter, and a good jump from the outside. Pressure came from Foothill. Another short punt from Newton, and it jumps right to a Foothill player who picks it up and tries to go forward for a couple of yards, and only 2. generally not advisable trying to pick up a loose punt off the ground. That'll put the CR offense back out on the field. Again, a thank you to some of our sponsors, Harper Motors, your local Moman, J&G Lawn and Garden, as well as North Fork Lumber Company and Game On. Again, it's our local sponsors that are able to keep us on the air here on ESPN 107.3 FM as Foothill back out on the field from their own 40-yard line. Maxwell, pistol, handoff running right, makes a couple jump cuts, and one missed tackle, however, a gain of just 3.
Our alignment on the out.
Caleb Morgan, the linebacker, a freshman from Ashland, came up to clean up that play. Has several white jerseys in on the tackle. Get a beautiful afternoon here in Los Altos. Low 70s, sun shining. It's 2nd down and 7 for the Owls. Handoff running left. Again, it's Williams. Williams breaks free, cuts it back, 1st down and a little bit more into Corsair territory down to the 42-yard line. Nate Williams at 4.8 yards per carry on the ground last week against Monterey. We're under 2 minutes to go, 1st quarter. Two receivers, a tight end left, staying in the pistol with Maxwell. They're going to hand it off this time to Williams again, running right, and he's stopped after a gain of just 1.
Tackled by number 94 of the Redwoods.
Number 94 making the tackle. We don't have him listed on the roster. Must have switched jerseys this week.
2nd and 8.
Two receivers split left. 4 down linemen for Redwoods. Roll out left, looking to pass. Pressure coming. Eyes downfield and just flipping it and getting that ball away. But Caleb Morgan came and cleaned up the quarterback and slow to get up. James Maxwell, he just did an underhand flip to try and toss the ball out of bounds, and he's down injured after the hit by Morgan. So with 1:04 to go, we'll take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, be 3rd down coming up here on ESPN 107.3. So James Maxwell able to exit under his own power, the starting quarterback for Foothill. Took a big hit from Caleb Morgan. And that's exactly what you're taught to do as a linebacker. Anytime the play's not over until he throws the ball, and it was simultaneous as soon as he got rid of it and just finished the tackle, did Morgan. So now it'll be the backup quarterback, John Larios, facing 3rd down and 8 with 1:04 to go, 1st quarter. Larios takes the snap, drops back, looking to pass over the middle of the field, is incomplete. A beautiful defensive play. Great hands by Jair A. Alexander. That was going to be a completion all the way before Alexander just brought that big right hand in and swatted straight down, knocking the ball out of the intended target for the Owls. And again, they're going to have to bring out the punt team. So a great showing so far this 1st quarter for the Redwoods defense. Dominic Conant deep to receive.
Big opportunity.
Jordan Rucker putting from his own 48. 4th down and 8. Last punt rolled into the end zone for a touchback. Pressure coming, nearly blocked, just got it away. It's an end-over-end kick, and Conant makes a fair catch inside his own 5-yard line.
4-yard line touch.
So not a wise decision for a fair catch there. You want to let it go and have a chance at it going into the end zone. So second time so far this first quarter, Redwoods starting off inside their own 5-yard line for a drive. Officially 50 seconds to go first quarter. We got a 3-0 lead. Foothill on top. They got a field goal on their opening possession, but Redwoods has held them off the last 2 drives. See what the offense dials up. 2 receivers and a tight end right. The back is Alec Grant. Hard count, going to shift Grant to the left side now. And Buckland gives it running right, and an backside tackle from Douglas Adams. Kids is, as advertised, he came off the far side edge. They were running right. He was lined up on the opposite side and just used his speed to get there. And that's somebody you don't usually have to scheme to block on the backside, because usually they're not quickly. So officially a loss of 2 on the play. And I believe Redwoods is going to try to take this one to the quarter. And they will. So game clock is below the play clock, so it will be 2nd down and 12 from their own 2 to start the second quarter for Redwoods. Take a 30-second timeout to thank our sponsors. When we come back, start of the second quarter, Foothill on top of Redwoods 3-0 here on ESPN 107.3.
I would run it.
Start of the second quarter, 3-0 lead for Foothill, as Redwoods finds themselves with their backs against their own end zone yet again, and we'll start with 2nd down and 12 from their own 2. Defense has been outstanding to start the game, as has held Foothill to just 3 points. It was an opening drive. It was a 49-yard field goal, which you'll happily concede from that distance. And 2 straight punts forced, including 1 drive that only went backwards for the Owls. Again, I'd like to thank North Fork Lumber Company and Game On, sponsors of College of the Redwoods football. Going to be a heavy formation, 3 backs. Buckland goes under center. Line to gain the 14-yard line. Handoff running right for Ohlenberger, and Ohlenberger stood straight up at the line of scrimmage. Pushes him out for a gain of a couple. But it's going to be 3rd down and long from your own end zone. You want to at least get some yards so you have some space to punt. However, you're also trying to get the offense going at the same time. So officially gain of 2. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 from their own 4. It's not much has happened offensively the first 15 minutes for Redwoods. Again, going back to the heavy formation. 3 backs, Buckland, play action, looking downfield. He's got a man wide open. Caught at the 30. The 40 is going to get run down, but they have some space as across the 50. Jack Dascom, a great job by Jason White. That's when you break out the play action. And a huge play, 50 yards. Down plus territory for the first time all game. And thank you as always to the schools that host us, allow us to come on the road. Foothill College, as I'm sure you listeners at home are well aware, we are in the booth with the College of the Redwoods coaching staff. Gracious enough to share their space with us so we get an opportunity to broadcast here on the road. It's a 50-yard catch and run. Jack Daskin filling in for the injured Cody Hayes. It's a handoff to Grant. Grant with a couple yards. Put his shoulder down, picked up 3, out to the 40-yard line, 2nd down and 7. And this is what I like to see, Liam Warner. Some fans walking around here with some Oregon State Beavers gear on. That's what we want to see in Foothill.
That's right. Unfortunate outcome for the Beavers, but
We're not going to talk about the game today. However, I'd like to see the fans. We got 49ers fans and Beavers fans. I'll take that.
yeah.
Got my family here as well, aunt and uncle, and 2 cousins in attendance. As Redwoods is set for 2nd down and 7. And a timeout called by Foothill defensively. We'll take one as well. Back in 30 seconds. Foothill 3, Redwoods 0 on ESPN 107.3. So 13 minutes to go, 2nd quarter, as Foothill takes a timeout on defense. As first offensive signs of life came on 3rd down and 10 from their own 4-yard line. Play action from a heavy formation and a 50-plus yard completion to the tight end, Jack Dascom. Brought him all the way out into plus territory, and 3-yard run by Alec Grant. That's where we are. 2nd down and 7 from the Owls' 40-yard line.
We got it.
Ryan Gaskin, the tight end, exiting late. 2 receivers outright, tight end, and I believe that's Isaac Johnson split left. Brings Reyes in motion across the formation. Reed, Buckland's going to keep it up the middle. Gets maybe 2 yards on the carry. So Buckland on the design quarterback run. Reading the end there as he saw Reyes in motion across the formation. Brings up 3rd down and 5. Ball be spotted at the Owls' 38-yard line. Three receivers right, 1 left. Grant the back to the left of Buckland. Takes a snap, play action, running right, quick throw, caught by Reyes, and he took a big hit, and it's still on his feet right at the sticks. That's going to be close, depending on the spot. The far official coming in from the sideline looks to be marking him short, and yes, Reyes is going to be just a yard short, but credit to that young man holding on to the ball through the hit and staying on his feet to try and fight forward for yards, and the offense stays on the field for the Corsairs. 11:50 to go, trailing 3-0 here in the 2nd quarter. 4th down and just under a yard. Back to the heavy set. Buckland under center. It's a handoff inside, running right. And Grant, did he get enough push? He might have got enough on the official coming in from the close sideline. And they're signaling 1st down Foothill. So a turnover on downs. As Grant went running right, put his shoulder down, and then bounced back up. And just being as close as it was to the sticks already, I thought he might have been leaning forward enough. Jeremiah Lolohea, linebacker, making the tackle on the play for the Owls, and they'll take over with another drive starting in pretty good field position. Ball spotted at their own 34-yard line. And James Maxwell, the starting quarterback, back out on the field for the Owls. Maxwell out of the pistol. Takes a snap, handoff right side. Plugged right up by the Redwoods defense. An excellent job stopping the run. Maybe a yard, half yard, not much left for Williams. So bring up 2nd down and long. 11 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. 3-0 lead for Foothill. 2 receivers right, 1 left.
Yeah, Aaron killed us.
Fuentes the back.
Because he went the wrong way.
Dropping back to pass. Maxwell pressure coming. Hit as he throws. And again, Caleb Morgan delivering another blow. He's the one in. Look at Maxwell now favoring that right shoulder after taking that second hit from Morgan. Morgan's the one who delivered the blow that knocked him out of the game on the last drive. And that's the throwing shoulder of James Maxwell, so something to keep an eye on. As Caleb Morgan's gotten a couple good licks on him here early. 2nd down and 9.
We missed just 2 blocks.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Tight end's going to be inline formation right for 3rd down and 9. Pistol for Maxwell. Fuentes the back behind him. 1 high safety for Redwoods. 3 down linemen. Middle linebackers creeping up, showing pressure. We'll see if they bring it. They don't. Drop him back. Maxwell with time across the middle, too high. Looking for Harrington, this tight end. And that was a high throw across the middle, a candidate for an interception, but just hit the turf. So it'll be 4th down and 9, and another 3 and out for Foothill. As Liam, this Redwoods defense, impressive to start this game.
Well, yeah, they were impressive last week. They continue to be impressive today. I mean, they just, to borrow a baseball term, they just need some run support.
It's 100. That's a very good analogy there, Liam. So Conant deep to receive again. Rucker on to punt. He's faced some pressure and just barely gotten him away. Pressure coming, and again, Redwoods about 6 inches away. Conant's going to wave for a fair catch and make it at his own 18-yard line. So offense quickly back out onto the field as they forced Foothill into a 3 and out. And Redwoods will send the offense back out onto the field. A good drive on their last play, but it was really one play action pass completed to Jack Dascom that opened it up on that last drive. Aside from that, Foothill defense has stood strong and limited CR offense. 10.5 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. Again, Foothill with a 3-0 lead alongside Liam Warner, Mitchell Manji here on ESPN 107.3. Occasionally with contribution from quarterbacks coach Eric Helms. So we're sharing a booth with the home coaches here, Los Altos Hills. 1st down and 10 from their own 18. Redwoods brings man in motion, play action, eyes downfield for Buckland, now directing traffic. He's going to throw it and heave it deep downfield. And just short. He was looking for Isaac Johnson coming all the way across the formation. Probably could have tucked it and run and picked up about 5 yards, but opted to almost go for broke. As Trevor Johnson, the defensive back, was about 2 yards underneath that, or he had a chance to get to an interception. So 2nd and 10 for Redwoods from their own 18.
Was there a reason why?
And outside of that one explosive play, this offense has been limited early on.
2nd and 10.
Trips bunch right as they're going to shift the formation. Olenberger the back behind Buckland in the pistol. Now trips left. It's going to be a handoff. Olenberger running left, good for about 2. Gets out to the 20. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Approaching the 10-minute mark, 2nd quarter.
Coach, it's 3rd and long. We're not going to.
So 3rd down and 8 upcoming is an obvious passing situation for the Corsair offense. Bring a couple extra receivers on as Dascom, along with Olenberger, check out. So expect an empty formation. And it looks like Buckland's still talking to the sideline, trying to get something in. Now just breaking the huddle. Play clock's at 10.
You're going to have to call timeout, Coach.
So 3rd down and 8. Breaking the huddle with 5, 4, 3, and timeout taken by Coach White. We'll take one with him back in 30 seconds. Big 3rd down upcoming for Redwoods, trailing 3-0 here on ESPN 107.3. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 coming out of the timeout. Each team has used 1 so far in this first half. Foothill got a 49-yard field goal on their opening drive. Redwoods, again, the highlight of their offensive performance has been a play-action 50-yard completion to Jack Dascom, pinned up against their own end zone, looking for anything here on 3rd down and 8. Back to pass, Buckland. Pressure coming, steps up, wide open, completed to Reyes, dropped it. He had it going down to the turf, was unable to make the catch. That would have been a huge gain out to midfield. A dart from Buckland, but unable to hold on was Reyes. Made a tough catch on the drive before, but was wide open. Got to haul that one in as Redwoods another 3 and out, forced to punt.
Cole Newton is set to punt.
We Cole Newton.
Deep to return for the Brody Simmons.
Standing at midfield, the sun will be a factor as he's holding up his left arm to shield his eyes. Snap, pressure coming. Newton gets it away. A wobbler again. Going to bounce and take a huge Redwoods bounce. They're getting about 15, 20 yards from football rolling all the way down to the Foothill 31-yard line. That's where Coach DeMero Wheeler and company's defense will head back out. They've been outstanding as a unit so far, allowing just 3 points, forcing 1 drive backwards for Foothill and a couple of 3 and outs. Get a beautiful afternoon for Foothill. Beautiful afternoon for football here at Foothill College. Temperatures falling into the low 70s, gentle breeze. Sun starts to set. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Quick snap. Maxwell hands it off left side in a huge hole. Able to get about 7 yards on that carry.
Nate Williams, the ball carrier.
Nate Williams, the ball carrier. As it picks up 7, brings up 2nd down and 3.
Gain of 7 yards on the
It's really been the most that Foothill's gotten on the ground was that 7-yard carry. It's another 4 down lineman for Redwoods. Maxwell, the snap, handoff to Williams, this time running right, and a huge stop. Big hit delivered by Braden Snodderly. Came up to make that stop, brings up 3rd down. So 3rd and 3. They're going to call legal formation against the offense. So instead of 3rd and short, they'll take it, take the penalty, be 2nd down and 8. So substitution as one of the tight ends exits. Wide receiver Tajir Golden checks into the game. 2 receivers left. Tight end in line, and they're going to shift Golden over to the right side, to the field side. Pistol for Trip Maxwell. Play action, quick screen going the other way, deflected up in the air. Great hands. High alert as they went a quick fake right, trying to come back. Receiver screen on the left side. No blockers, but it was batted down at the line of scrimmage. Eli Freehoff got a hand on that as
We had a drop there.
Freehoff's brother Eddie Freehoff up at Oregon State got his first career touchdown pass today. First quarter, an unfortunate outcome for the Beavers, but good to see Eddie catching his first touchdown. I'm sure parents and family members are very happy as brother Eli is trying to make an impact here on 3rd down. Throw out to the right side, and a flag comes in from behind the play, but I believe the catch was made regardless. Yes, it was. That's Reggie Hall, the receiver, with the strong hands. Dominic Conant in coverage. Conant tried to get his hands in there to break that pass up. And it was the referee behind the play, behind Conant, who threw the flag in. And a long conversation now between the officials before we get the call. So pass interference is declined, which is interesting because I think that catch was only for about 10. The catch was only for 10 yards. Pass interference would be 15. So an interesting option. That's why it's good to be in the coach's booth. I get corrected very quickly. It would have been a spot foul anyways because it was less than 15 yards. So
It's very helpful. We get a lot of good information in real time.
Coach Helm's keeping me on point. It's going to be a handoff running left side. A good stop. Braden Snodderly in on the tackle, and there's a flag that just came in after the play. And Liam, one of your favorite extracurriculars.
Yep, it looked like a Redwoods player fell down late, and the flag came right out. So, see who they end up getting here.
Yes, yeah, we called it dead ball.
So they're going to call an offensive foul against the offense.
Recall at 42.
So it's the first one that goes on number 58, Deegan Waldorf. And Foothill, interestingly enough, Liam, is one of the few junior college schools that you'll see using multiple numbers for offense and defense. 3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right for Maxwell. Looking for a quick throw right on the hands and dropped. Threw it quickly out to Hall, but that's a product of this Redwoods defensive line that continues to put pressure on Trip Maxwell, and he's forcing the ball to get it out quickly. Now, we know that's what he liked to do. He did it against Monterey a week ago, but we're seeing him do it here again today, and not only that, but Redwoods is prepared for it, as playing up on the line a little bit.
Yeah, this is a very typical DeMero Wheeler defense. All 3 levels are working.
Third down and forever. They got to get to Palo Alto. 3 receivers left, 1 right, and a timeout called ahead of the 3rd and 23. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. Back up with 3rd and forever, as we'll take a note. Maxwell looks to be limping a little bit coming off the field. Back at 30 seconds, ESPN 107.3. .705 remaining first half. It's Foothill 3, Redwoods 0. However, get a big stop here on 3rd down. You could get the football back, as it's 3rd down and 23 for Foothill from their own 30-yard line. They got to get all the way across the 50. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Williams the back alongside Maxwell. Three rushers. Pressure coming, stepping up. Maxwell takes another hit as he throws. Pass is completed, but short of the sticks, as it got him out. I believe about 7 yards to go. Wide receiver Tajir Golden with the reception for Foothill, but they'll send the punt team on. And again, another punt near midfield.
Hey, we don't have enough.
4th down.
Redwoods running some players back on the field as
Rucker is set.
We only have 10.
Is deep to return.
Jordan Rucker has had some close calls.
Supposed to be out there.
Gets this one away with these end over end kick. Connacht calls for the fair catch. This time makes it at the 17-yard line. That's where Redwoods will send the offense back out onto the field. And Liam, as much credit as we've given to this Redwoods defense, you got to give some love as well to Foothills. They've done a very good job of slowing down the rushing attack and limiting Redwoods, aside from that one chunk play, to basically, just a couple yards here or there offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like the Foothill defense from 2 years ago. I mean, the Redwoods offense so far doesn't really have any answers, as they didn't have any answers 2 years ago. Only got a field goal.
4 down lineman for Foothill as tight formation is going to shift to a trips bunch right. Shotgun for Buckland, and he's going to keep it on the read up the middle. Gets 2 out to the 20. So they spotted that fair catch at about the 18, so bring up 2nd down and 8. Line to gain the 28-yard line. We've seen Buckland with 2 designed quarterback runs, something we have not seen, or did not see, a week ago. Same formation, trips tight bunch right. Snap to Buckland, play action, eyes downfield. Buckland, there's a flag for holding, as Buckland's just going to keep it and try to get whatever he can before running out of bounds. He took a shot going out to the sideline, but he was fighting for more yards, but there was a clear holding on the right side of the line. And we'll see who the holding's against. Jack Dascom involved in the play, with the defensive player was Ryan Given on the outside. And I think they're going to get Dascom for it.
No.
So the call goes against Dascom, as it looked like he had him hooked on the outside of the shoulder pads, as Buckland was trying to get around the right edge. So we've seen Buckland using his legs more than, although he did have 11 carries a week ago. Bring up 2nd down and long. So the holding brings him back to the 10-yard line, 2nd down and 18. Ball spotted at the right hash. Redwoods working left to right as we see it. Trailing 3-0. Been a very defensive-minded game so far to the 5.5-minute mark, 2nd quarter. They bring Reyes in motion, play action, screen going the opposite direction. Caught by Grant. Grant fumbled the ball, but out of bounds. Huge. Very fortunate for Redwoods, as that ball was just knocked out of the hands of Alec Grant, trying to turn the corner on the right side. Big break as that ball went out of bounds. That would have set Foothill up in the red zone. So clock winds near to 5 minutes. It'll be 3rd down and 18. Down in maybe 16. Empty formation for Buckland. 2 receivers right, including Grant as he brings it across. It's a quarterback keeper right up the middle, and Buckland got dropped hard. A flag came out on the far side. Ethan Bunton, the right tackle, working against Douglas Adams. We await the call the flag. Punt returner already out for Foothill, so they think this is going against Redwoods, and it is. Legal formation against the offense, and that penalty will be declined by Foothill. Stop me if you heard this before. Corsairs send the punt team onto the field. Cole Newton heels at his own goal line. Done some funny end-over-end kicks that have come off his foot but have been productive once they've hit the ground. So they got about 20 yards of roll on the last punt. Returner standing at the Redwoods 44. Newton rolling a little to his right. There's a good punt. All the way back, and it's going to be caught. Still momentum going backwards. Juking a couple defenders, but brought down at his own 35. So that was a retreat of about 25 yards from where the returner was lined up to where he caught it. His momentum as he was running straight backwards took him back to about the 25, and then 10-yard gain back out to the 35. So a very good punt there from Cole Newton. Truly flips the field as we got another flag down. Legal formation against the offense. And we'll see if they elect to force him to re-kick it, because that was such a good punt. And they, I believe, Foothills, going to force him to re-kick it.
That's a shame. That's by far the best punt we've seen this season. Sent the returner straight backwards.
Lining up wrong. Constantly.
4:19 to go till the half. Redwoods
Then you need to have a
trailing
conversation.
Foothill by 3. Cole Newton's going to have to kick this one away again
They're saying
after the 5-yard penalty.
They're saying our people are not on the ball.
Fourth down for the Corsairs on their own 10-yard line.
So they kicked with his heels at his own end zone and now going to be standing at the back of the end zone. The Newtons. So there was a 10-yard adjustment, and that's the argument from the coaching staff next to me. Cole Newton was standing at his own end zone. He is now 10 yards back from where he was. He was standing at the goal line before, now at the back of his own end zone. So the punter's backed up 10 yards, and it's high snap, able to hold it in, fakes and he's going to get it away and does. Brilliant play by Cole Newton to prevent the mishap, and a fair catch made by Foothill back at their own 49-yard line. But I agree with the coaching staff. The ref screwed up and gave him a 10-yard penalty there just by the alignment of the punter alone.
We got to give Cole Newton a ton of credit. I mean, that was not an easy ball to field, and great job getting that one off and getting another really good punt off, given the circumstances.
Absolutely, and great job to handle the high snap first off, and then the composure to evade the rusher and not to try to run, knowing down and distance is important as the punter there. It's 4th and forever. If that's maybe 5 yards and you're in a different spot on the field, maybe you try to keep it and run. However, the ability to get it away, that was a brilliant job by Cole Newton. Handoff running the left side, and a gain of 3 is quickly wrapped up by several white jerseys as the ball carrier for Foothill. So both tight ends exit. 2 receivers enter. James Yost and Reggie Hall. Two receivers left, 1 right. Tight end in line formation right. Trip Maxwell, play action, rolling out to his left, sets his feet, long throw downfield, way too much on that one. Overthrows his intended target, Alandro Barnett. That was at least 5 to 7 yards. He overthrew him. And Maxwell took the time to set his feet and got off what would look like a quality throw, just not on target. 3:25 to go till the half. Foothill up 3-0 on College of the Redwoods. Again, we're down in Los Altos Hills. Next game is going to be home for Redwoods, back in the friendly confines of the Redwood Bowl. But for now, it's 3rd down and 7, line to gains the Redwoods 41. Trips right, Maxwell in the pistol. Takes the snap, looking right, drops back to pass, comes back across the formation, 1st down and more. Breaking a tackle at the 30 before being forced out of bounds is Brody Simpson. And a very good job by Trip Maxwell, the quarterback. He looked right, came back across the formation, left one-on-one coverage, and the speed of Simpson just able to get a step. Brings the ball down to the Redwoods 27-yard line. Line to gain the 17. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Walking up pressure is Redwoods. They're bringing 5. Maxwell recognizes it one-on-one on the backside and way behind Landro Barnett. And that was the scouting report, Liam, that we heard was not, he was only 1 for 5 on deep balls a week ago against Monterey and has not looked sharp on passes further than 10 yards down the field. Threw that one short and outside for Barnett. He had him on a post across the middle that was 5 to 7 yards over the top. Barnett, 8 catches for 60 yards a week ago. Nobody else had more than 2 on the Sal's roster. Brings the receiver in motion across the formation, does Maxwell. Takes the snap. Handoff running left. Looking for room. So got to the outside to the 20 before finally being stood up. So 2nd down and 10, a gain of 7. Going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Jordan Fuentes, the ball
All spotted at the left hash. Line to gain is going to be the 17-yard line. Clock winding, 2:40 and change. Liam Warner will have the Redwoods halftime show right here. ESPN 107.3 FM, KATA 1340 AM. Handoff, Williams running right, looking for room. He was strung out, and there's multiple hats to the ball. The swarm of that Corsairs defense, they get a huge stop on third down, brings up 4th and 5.
tackle by number 99, Luke.
Yeah, that's not what quarterback.
So Williams was running right and looking for any opportunity to put his foot in the ground and cut up field. So it's going to be 4th down and 4. Clock's winding to 2 minutes, and that'll be the 2-minute timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, 4th down for the Owls here on ESPN 107.3 FM. Coming out of the 2-minute timeout, it'll be 4th down and about 4 for Foothill at the Redwoods 21-yard line. And Liam, a sign of the times, NFL kickoff tomorrow. See a lot of 49ers gear out here at Foothill College. Lady with the shirt there, Christian McCaffrey jersey up in front. You're more concerned with the end of baseball season, I know.
Well, unfortunately, we're a good chunk of these early kickoffs.
Giants are in action at St. Louis. They've won 12 of their last 13 games and positioned themselves for a run at the wild card, but
Fortunately, the Giants lost tonight, 3-2.
So 4th down and 4. Maxwell in the gun, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Snap looking back to pass. Pressure coming off the edge. Throws underneath. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And offense is going to get the football back with 1:56 to go and a pair of timeouts in Coach Dwight's pocket. So they're going to get the ball at their own 21-yard line. Line to gain will be the 31. And you want to, at bare minimum, drain the clock out. You do not want Foothill to get the football back. Love to get some points on the board if possible, but the offense, again, you want to just be in control here for the final $1.56.
We get the ball and start the second half.
Empty formation, 2 receivers left, 3 right. Buckland brings a man in motion. Play action, pressure coming off the outside. They rush 5. Buckland airs it out left side, about 3 to 4 yards over the head of his intended target, Isaac Johnson. Johnson definitely had a step on the defensive back. And remember, CR will get the opening kickoff to start the second half. So an opportunity for back-to-back possessions if they can hold this one down to the halftime mark.
Well, one of the reasons Coach White went to Quentin Buckland this season is his arm strength. So
absolutely
good to see him using it there, even though he was just a bit off.
That was a tight window. That's where you want to miss, though. You miss that long with nobody over the top. Trips formation right, Buckland in the gun. Going to hand it off to Ohlenberger. Ohlenberger with some blockers, a little bit of a hurdle, falls forward. He's going to be about 3 yards short depending on the spot. They might make it 3rd and 2. As the clock continues to wind under $1.40. So they maybe not generous spot, but it is 3rd down and 2. Move the tight end, Dascom to the left side of the formation. Ohlenberger remains the back to the right of Buckland. Now they bring a receiver. Meadows in tight. Excuse me, Johnson brought in tight to the formation. So the trips bunches, Justice Anthony, Isaac Johnson, Jack Dascom on the left side of the formation, the field side. Clock winds to a minute. Play action for Buckland. Rolling out to his left. He needs 2 yards. He's got it with the wheels and out of bounds.
We don't want him to
Gets to the 35, so 2 timeouts. He gets out of bounds, and a flag comes
And
in
a late
late.
flag. Well, there's some wrestling going on off the ball.
And Adams ended up down on the field, the star edge rusher for Foothill. And my eyes were on the far sideline where Buckland ran out of bounds.
Just depends on who the officials find is at fault.
Well, it's going to be on Redwoods. They're going to walk that one back. So I don't know, Liam, did you get a number of who that was on offense?
No.
Looked like it could have been the right tackle, Ethan Bunton, maybe, in on the play. Hard to tell, and I don't think we got a number from the referee. So that remains first down and 10 because it was after the play. That's going to back Redwoods up to their own 20-yard line with 1:01. 2 timeouts. Clock remains stopped after Buckland went out of bounds. They're going to bring 3 receivers right, 1 left. Buckland heels at his own 15, takes the snap, drops back, 5 coming, looking for a screen to Ohlenberger on the left side. Met and dropped in the back. Clock winds, he stayed in bounds. Trying to get Ohlenberger with some room to run, but he was met right away. 2-yard loss, 2nd down and 12. Foothill electing not to stop the clock, and Coach White at this point most likely going to take this one down to the half, content to go in down by 3. Got a long ways to go, more risk than reward, and for your CR, you get the football to start the second half. So 2nd down and 12. Clock at 17 as Buckland takes a snap, handoff to Ohlenberger on the right side. Ohlenberger tripped up and knocked down at the 20, and I believe we're going to have a timeout from Foothill. No. Looked like the way the referee was coming in, he was going to make a signal, but indeed both teams will let the clock wind down. So we're going to go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, Liam Warner with your halftime show. Foothill 3, Redwoods 0. Halftime coming up in the second half of this exciting matchup right here on ESPN 107.3 FM.
Welcome back to the South Bay. We are in Los Altos Hills, California, on the campus of Foothill College. Your score at halftime: Foothill College 3, College of the Redwoods 0. We'll take you through how we got here. It will not take very long. There was only one score in the first quarter. Foothill with a 49-yard field goal to make it 3-0, and that is where we stand at the half. Definitely a defensive battle between these two teams, but Foothill currently pitching the shutout here at halftime. We're going to take a, 3-minute break, and then I will have a replay of my interview with head coach Jason White. And following that, we will have scores from around the 3C2A and around the country. It is halftime, 3-0 Foothill. You're listening to Redwoods Football, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to the South Bay. We are on the beautiful campus of Foothill College here in Los Altos Hills, California. It is still halftime. Your College of the Redwoods Corsairs trail Foothill College by a score of 3-0 here in this defensive battle. Let's go through some scores first from around the 3C2A. Take it through some scores from around Northern California. Sacramento City beat San Jose City College by a score of 31-27. Feather River beating Gavilan 61-6. College 41-20. Siskiyou's beating Merced by a score of 46-7. Chabot beating Cabrillo 20-15. Modesto beating Santa Rosa by a score of 27-20. De Anza beating Contra Costa by a score of 31-0. And games currently in progress. 0-0 end of the first quarter. San Joaquin Delta and Hartnell, they are scoreless. And Diablo Valley leading 31-24 over American River College. Diablo Valley will be the Corsairs' next opponent at the Redwood Bowl next Saturday. Sierra beating Fresno City College by a score of 31-17. And still looking for some more Northern California scores. Monterey Peninsula currently leading Shasta by a score of 21-7 at the half. And that concludes the 3C2A scores from around Northern California. Let's take you through some scores from around college football around the country. Top 25 scores, Texas beat by a score of 38-7 in Austin right now. 5:54 second quarter. South Carolina State leading South Carolina, number 10 South Carolina by a score of 3-0. Possible big upset there. LSU leading Louisiana Tech by a score of 20-0. 5:31 left to go in the fourth. Arizona State and Mississippi State, another possible upset here, tied at 17. Unranked Mississippi State playing number 12 Arizona State. End of the third quarter, Oklahoma, number 18 Oklahoma leads number 15 Michigan by a score of 21-13. Alabama leading Louisiana Monroe 52-0. 13:48 left to go in the fourth. Some final scores: 70-0 Ohio State beating Grambling. 34-0 Penn State over Florida International. 28-6 Georgia over Austin Peay. 45-3 Miami over Bethune-Cookman. Oregon just routing Oklahoma State and Eugene 69-3. Clemson just surviving Troy. Number 8 Clemson beating Troy 27-16. 45-19 number 11 Illinois over Duke. And then South Florida beating Florida. Number 13 Florida, that's another big upset. 18-16. Florida State beating East Texas A&M by a score of 77-3. Iowa State over Iowa 16-13. Baylor beating SMU, another upset, 48-45. Texas A&M over Utah State, 44-22. Ole Miss beating Kentucky, 30-23. Tennessee beating East Tennessee State, 72-17. Indiana over Kennesaw State, 56-9. Texas Tech beating Kent State, 62-14. And Utah beating Cal Poly by a score of 63-9 in Salt Lake City. That concludes the scores from around the country. We're going to take a 2.5-minute break, and then Mitchell Manji will be back to bring you your second half. It is Redwoods 0, Foothill College 3 at halftime. You're listening to Redwoods Football, 107.3 FM.
Back here at Foothill College, it is Foothill 3, College of the Redwoods 0 as we are getting set for second half action. Big thank you to Liam Warner for the halftime updates as it's a lone field goal off the right leg of Connor Cook, a 49-yarder in the first quarter is where we stand with our only points of the game. Both defenses have played very well. We have ourselves a grinded out game for the final 30 minutes as Redwoods is set to receive the opening kickoff. Weren't able to do anything with the last drive before the half, but did empty the clock and didn't give Foothill another opportunity as a big kick is going to be handled and dropped inside the 5. Recovery made, and getting out to about the 17-yard line is Isaac Johnson. It's where their spot sounds like it should come in at the 18-yard line. Corsairs have not had good starting field position really at all this evening as Quentin Buckland in the offense back out onto the field after the halftime, and I think a point of emphasis is just getting the ball to playmakers, getting it out and cleaning up the mistakes from an execution standpoint. Several misalignments by Redwoods on both special teams and offensively brought some plays back. So here we go with 14:50 to go, third quarter, forced drive for Quentin Buckland and company as he brings a man in motion, play action. It's going to be a read, and he's met in the backfield and dropped. Douglas Adams, big end, just came right in. So a loss on the play. Adams was one of the defenders that had a big star next to his name for the Redwoods coaching staff and their preparation heading down here to Foothill.
Came straight in.
A little bit of a read with the speed sweep there. Buckland's getting stuffed results in a loss of 2 on the play, second down and 12. 3 receivers left. Buckland dropping back to pass, steps up, throws across the middle, completed. Good pitch and catch out to the 35-yard line. He had pressure coming in the form of Adams, a swing move right down the middle, and somebody just ripped one of Foothill's players' helmets off, I believe. You see number 90 on Foothill, Kieran Warren, without his helmet. He's going to have to leave for a play, but
That was justice, right?
and they get a personal foul against the defense. Number 90 was Kyron Warren. But this is the confusing part about double numbers is number 90, I believe, just came off defensively, and they put another 90 back on the field.
You know, the double numbers really don't help us broadcasters.
So after the 15-yard gift from Foothill, that puts Redwoods out of the 50. Snap, play action. Buckland looking left and high and hauled in. Very nice catch, one-handed by Meadows. A little high and outside, but he grabbed it and pulled it in. The catch and run gets him across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. So good for 12 on the reception by Meadows. Well, spotted at the 39. Ball the left hash. Redwoods working left to right as we see it as the sun is now set and twilight here at Foothill College. Optimism on the first drive for Redwoods. They're going to hand off to Ohlenberger running up the middle. Good for 2.
But it was Ethan, though. That was the linebacker that made the play.
Ohlenberger leaves him after the carry, leaves him with second down and 8. Corsairs without their starting tight end and long snapper, Cody Hayes, this week, and a big cog in their offensive wheel. So now they go 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Ohlenberger to the back to the left of Buckland. Bring Johnson in motion across the formation. Buckland dropping back to pass. Pressure coming, steps up, trying to get to the outside. Buckland will jump forward, see how many he gets. That'll be close to the sticks. As Salvador exits, offensive lineman who was in on the play, lost his helmet. 12:23 to go, third quarter. A low-scoring affair. Foothill 3, Redwoods 0. Opening drive of the third quarter, it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Ball spotted at the Owls' 30-yard line. 15 seconds on the play clock. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Buckland in the gun. Brings Johnson in motion. And Buckland's going to keep it. He's got enough for the first down on the ground. And the read option off the speed sweep is proving to get a 2 to 3 yards when necessary for Buckland. He moves the sticks and another first down for Redwoods.
Left hash, left hash.
11:45, third quarter. Mercer's throwing the ball as Buckland's done a very nice job. He's had a couple of overthrows and a very memorable drop across the middle of the field. What would have gone for about 20 yards. So they'll go 3 receivers right, 1 left.
You should give it.
Drop back, quick bubble screen out to Reyes on the right side. Blocker in front of him. Down inside the 20. Lead blocker on the play, Jack Dascom. Good for 8. Going to bring up 2nd down and 2. Ball spotted at the right hash inside, deep inside Foothill territory, the 21. Moon just starting to rise over the eucalyptus trees at the end of the end zone. Buckland going to be in the pistol with a pair of tight ends. Meadows and Johnson, the receivers, split left. Handoff right up the middle to Ohlenberger. Needed 3. I believe they got about 2. So it'll bring up 3rd down and a yard. We've got a referee making a sign.
Gain of 1 on the play, 3rd down and 2.
Still quarterback. I'm tired.
So ball spotted at the 20-yard line. Got to get to the 19. Buckland going under center. Heavy personnel, 3 backs behind him. The give to the outside. Trying to get there is Alec Grant, and I don't think he did. Maybe made it back to the line. It looks like a field goal team coming on for Redwoods to try and tie this game at 3.
We can't run the problem is we're going laterally with not a speed back. Yeah.
So Brandon Saylor, the kicker, on for a 37-yarder. 9.5 to go to try and tie the game. Snap, kick is a line drive up, and he nailed it. We are tied 3-3 as the right leg of Brandon Saylor evens this game up. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We come back. Foothill getting the ball for the first time in the second half here on ESPN 107.3 FM.
Just because they're bringing everybody.
So Corsairs tie this game up 3-3. Alongside Liam Warner, Mitchell Monge here from Foothill College in the CR coaches booth. Liam Warner to my right, Coach Helms to my left, Coach Harrelson behind me. As we've got a tie ball game here in the third quarter. 9:20 to go. Foothill and Redwoods tied at 3 apiece. Can't say this is how I expected the game to go, Liam.
Well, I mean, based on what happened 2 years ago, not too surprised.
Defense has been strong as a big kick goes into the end zone and is going to be out to the 20. A little hurdle and stuck at the 20-yard line. Returner for Foothill. I believe that was Jamison Martin finishing a block downfield and smartly got away, did not flex or celebrate. We saw that a week ago. Defensive player making a play, and then the celebration over the top of the opposing team does not go over well with the referees. So we'll see the Foothill offense and Trip Maxwell for the first time this second half. Ball be spotted at their own 21. Maxwell from the pistol, 2 receivers right, 1 left. 4 down linemen for the Corsairs. They bring 5. Delay going to the left side. Ooh, big stick there, and stood up at the line was Nate Williams. No gain on the play. It's hard to say who the first man there was, but coming out of the bottom of the pile was Luke Saraceno. And Saraceno's been spoken highly of by Coach Coleman, defensive line coach. He said he's the only defensive lineman he's coached with a 6-pack. He's an athlete on the outside. 4 down linemen again. 8.5 to go, third quarter. Maxwell brings a man in motion across the formation. Solomona bumps out to cover him from the linebacker spot. Back to pass. Good pocket. Pass completed. On the outside at the 30. Good enough for a first down and out to the 35. Before the tackle was made, Solomona coming over to help clean that one up. And Foothill moves the chains. Pitch and catch on the left side. Nobody was near the receiver. Corner over the top, and plenty of time to throw, plenty of room to make the catch. So 35-yard line for Foothill, their own 35. And we got movement on both sides.
Faster back on that play.
And usually when it's simultaneous, you're going to see a false start against the offense, and that is the call. So Foothill immediately now behind the sticks, 1st and 15. So back at the 30, lined against the 45-yard line, just under 8 minutes to go, third quarter. 3-3 ball game. It's been a grinded out type of battle. Maxwell takes the snap, handoff, left side, trying to get to the outside. Stiff arm tripped up, still on his feet, and fighting for more yards. Going to end up getting about 5 back to the line of scrimmage before about 4 Corsair players end up making the tackle, including Christian Solomona and Jackson Selden. So it ends up being a gain of 5 as the defensive line did a good job stringing Nate Williams out horizontally. Whatever the athlete he is, kept evading defenders and staying on his feet, trying to scrap forward for a couple more. So second down and officially, ball at the left hash, again, right to left for Foothill. Shift the tight end across the formation. Corsairs rush 5, quick screen, top side, making move with blockers. First down yardage, cutting up the field. Perfect play call against the blitz, a quick hitter out to the right. Good enough for about 13 yards, and Owls are close to midfield now. Ball be spotted right hash at the 48-yard line. Foothill got the ball to open the game. They went down and nailed a 49-yarder to take a 3-0 lead. That was our only scoring until the last drive. Brandon Saylor made a field goal of his own, as they're going to hand the ball off running left. Churning forward, good carry. 7 yards on the ground. Anthony Alonso, the ball carrier this time for the Owls. Foothill keeps putting the ball on the ground, and Redwoods has done an excellent job staying stout defensively. And you just hope they can continue to keep that up over the course of the game. What's 3rd and 7, which is semi-reasonable 3rd and 12. And you got to dial something else up here if you're Foothill. So Foothill changing. 14:03 to go in the fourth quarter, and Foothill knows how important this play is going to be. They are going to take a timeout to talk it over. When we come back in 30 seconds, it's going to be 3rd down and 12 for Foothill. Redwoods looking for a big stop right here on ESPN 107.3 FM. 14:03 to go. We are tied at 3 apiece. Foothill College, College of the Redwoods in a critical. Well, I thought it was going to be a delay of game. I guess they gave Foothill the timeout because it's still showing 3rd and 7. Would have been 3rd and 12 had they given him the penalty, but I guess Foothill got the timeout off in time. So here's the snap, dropping back to pass. Throw over the middle is caught inside the 15, down to the 10. A skinny post route and a dot from Trip Maxwell, and a spectacular catch to maintain control going into the ground. And one play has really flipped the tone here in the 4th quarter for Redwoods. First and goal now for Foothill. That one really takes the wind out of the sails defensively. Quickly snap it. Power over the right side. Met at the line. Tackled, I believe, for a loss, and the pile is finally cleaned up. They're going to give him a gain of a couple. So CR, I believe, still has all 3 timeouts. 2 remaining for Foothill. Tie ball game 3-3. And don't want to start talking too soon, but how important would a win here be for this Redwoods program? 2 receivers, tight end in line left. Maxwell in the gun. Hard count, takes the snap. Looking left the entire way on the slant. Deflected. Was it pick? No. Looking for the slant coming from the slot receiver on the left side. A CR defender got a hand on it. And an opportunity for an interception anytime the ball's popped up in the air, but it falls harmlessly for Foothill on the turf. That'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 7. Last time we saw 4th down and 6 from the 11, or 4th and 5 from the 11. And not only did they go for it, did Foothill, but they went for the end zone. See, they even want to try putting the ball on the ground here. No, they're going to go quick to the right side, too high. Trying to go on a flat route. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Again, remember they went for it last time. And here comes the field goal. So 4th quarter now. That was late 3rd. Obviously, with less time available, we're going to go to try and take the lead here. 3-3 ball game, 12:41 to go, 4th quarter. It's going to be spotted at the right hash. A 25-yarder for Connor Cook. He's definitely got the leg for the short chip shot. High snap, gets it down, pressure coming, kick is up, and it's good. So it's been all kickers here this evening as Connor Cook puts 3 more on the board for Foothill. They lead Redwoods 6-3. We'll take a 30-second timeout as CR is going to try to answer here on ESPN 107.3 FM. So a late 4th quarter lead change as Foothill Owls have pulled out in front of College of the Redwoods here on a gorgeous Saturday night here in Los Altos Hills. Could not ask for a better football game. It is 6-3. It's been a defensive-minded, grind it out, earn everything you get type of football game with 12:36 to go, 4th quarter. Redwoods is going to get the football back down by 3.
They're offsides.
Kick is away, and it's going to be fielded inside the 5 and returned. Looking for a lane and nothing there. Only going to make it out to about the 15. So the ball will be spotted at the 16.
Middle right.
And that's where the offense and Quentin Buckland heads back out. Buckland's done an excellent job managing the offense today. Made throws when he needs to. A couple off target, but nothing that's super critical. Been a handful of drops, but overall pretty clean slate for an offense. A big key that you can tell they're missing Cody Hayes, their starting tight end, who was injured at the end of the game a week ago. Not here today, as Jack Dascom, the backup, does have a 50-yard catch and run on a play action, so he's filled in nicely. As dropping back to pass over the right side and in and out of the hands of his receiver. And there's the penalty flag. It comes in as a late hit. Or a hit up high on a receiver for Redwoods is still down. That's Saul Reyes, I believe. I didn't see a jersey number. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, we'll hear the result of the penalty here on ESPN 107.3 FM.
Okay.
So back here is being helped to his feet is Saul Reyes. Took a big hit over the middle, and he's going to be helped off by the training staff on the far side. A penalty flag did come in at the end of the play, but we did not get a result of the call. I believe it was going to be either targeting or unnecessary roughness. The chains are moving down the field. Ball spotted out of the 31. Well, that'd be 15 yards up from where they initially started the drive at the 16. So although Ray is unable to hit it in and unfortunately the recipient of a big hit, Redwoods gets 15 on the play and out to the 31. 12:24 to go, fourth quarter, trailing by 3. Buckland takes a snap, big hole, cut back. Aaron Clift in the back. Picks up 5.
Second and 5.
Brings up second down.
Tackle by number 2, Trevor Johnson, and number 4.
2 timeouts remaining for Foothill. All 3 for Coach White and Redwoods. Neither team has reached the end zone. Foothill did score a touchdown, but had it called back due to penalty. As Redwoods brings a man in motion across the formation. They give it on the speed sweep, looking for Justice Anthony, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A tackle for a loss by Foothill. And that's going to put Redwoods potentially behind the sticks after a 5-yard run on first down. They're going to push that all the way back to the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. Line to gains the 41. 11:15 to go, fourth quarter. They limited just 9 total points scored in this game. Empty formation, 3 receivers left. Buckland takes the snap, dropping back to pass. The pressure coming, stepping up, dumps it off, down low, underneath, and across it for a first down is Olenberger running the drag route. And we've got another flag coming in after the play.
I think it's going to be unnecessary roughness on Redwoods.
So they are probably, if it's going to be a dead ball and after the play, it's going to be different than if it's during the play. See if the first down stands or not. A huge call here in the fourth quarter. Pretty clearly going to go against Redwoods. Just depends on if they give them the first down or not. So they got him for a live ball personal foul and a dead ball personal foul. That's going to be a 30-yard loss, including, not counting, the catch and run by Ohlenberger. That completely changes this drive.
Yeah, I believe it was hands to the face was the live ball penalty. And unnecessary roughness, dead ball foul.
And what could have been 1st and 10 at the 50. Now because of penalties, they're huddling in their own end zone.
3rd down and 34 for the Corsairs.
I don't know if you can hear the PA announcer. 3rd down and 34.
I mean, the frustrating thing for the coaches is that, as a player, you can control your conduct, after a play. It's one thing to commit penalties, trying to make a play. But when it's a dead ball period and, you do something then, that really hurts your team.
Empty formation. And at this point, you're just trying to get room for your punter. Way behind the sticks. Buckland dropping back to pass. Pressure coming. Buckland stepping up, rolls out, escapes to his right, and throws it way downfield and intercepted. So Buckland just chucked it out past the sticks and it's picked off. And really not the end of the world. Similar to a punt on the next down. So they're going to take over, Foothill is, and just barely in plus territory. Ball be spotted at the 47-yard line. First takeaway.
There was no reason to make the block by Justice. Hank was running out of bounds at that point.
1st and 10 as Foothill takes over. 10:23 to go, 4th quarter. Trip Maxwell and company back out onto the field for Foothill with a 3-point lead. Snap, handoff, running left, and stood up after a gain of just 1. And again, Caleb Morgan, he's having a very good evening, young man out of Ashland, Oregon, a freshman, 6'2", 240. And he's rocked the quarterback, Trip Maxwell, a couple times in the first half and stood up the running back there. He's got a legal formation called on the play as well. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. So instead of 2nd and 10, it's going to be 1st down and 15. 10:06 to go, 4th quarter. Foothill 6, Redwoods 3. 3 field goals, the only scoring so far.
Yes. Start going,
3 receivers to tight end. Bring a receiver in motion across the formation to the field side. Clock under 10. Snap, rolling out to his right, eyes downfield. Maxwell completes it short. Tackle made after a gain of about 8. See, the spot is going to be at the 45. So it will be 2nd down and 8. Foothill right now just wants to keep that clock winding and try to limit the opportunity for any possessions on offense. It's Redwoods' team. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Handoff to the back, running right, and a wide open hole is across the 40, still churning. 1st down yardage, and then a couple more on top of it. Chains move. Now, what was an opportunity with 1st down behind the sticks, quickly picked up on 2 plays by the Owls offense.
Gain of 10 yards.
Foothill offensive line just keeps on grinding as well. Just working on this CR defensive line, who's done an amazing job standing up to this test. Handoff right side, looking for a lane's got a blocker. And brought down eventually Dominic Conant with the tackle. But went down in bounds And a pickup of 10 on the carry. It's Jordan Fuentes. The 10-yard carry, and now Foothill's putting a couple good plays together. Pistol for Maxwell. Again, running right. Gain of 4 on the play. Foothill's offensive line just continues to drive. You could just tell that Redwoods front four is who's done, a spectacular job all game stopping the run. Just starting to get a little winded and worn down here late in the fourth quarter. 7:45 to go. Trailing 6-3. You need to at least limit Foothill to a field goal attempt if possible here to keep it a one-possession game. Snap, handoff, running left, trying to get the edge. Stiff arm and falling forward, down in bounds, going to be about a yard short of the line to gain. We'll bring up a big third down as Foothill again using all the play clock possible. They're snapping it with about 5 or less when they can. Reducing the number of possessions this game. 7 minutes to go. 4th down and a yard. One receiver. Everybody else on the line of scrimmage. Fullback in play, going running right. And first down inside the 10. Foothill just getting superior push at the line right now, resetting the defensive line 2 to 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and setting up with 1st and goal now, 6:40 to go. So Foothill using 3 downs. They can get it to about 4:15 or so on the clock as a flag comes. False start against Foothill. So that'll back them up to the 13-yard line. Clock stops at 6:27.
First and goal for the Owls, ball on the 13-yard line.
Again, Owls can bleed the clock down to about 4 minutes to go. CR's got 3 timeouts. Pistol for Maxwell. Handoff running right. Huge lane up the middle and decked right at the 3. But a flag came in from behind the secondary as there's a Foothill offensive lineman laying on top of a CR defensive lineman. I'm going to guess holding.
Be a good guess.
That was about the best I ever did when playing against the great former Eureka High logger, Jake Hansen. Jake Hansen's playing left tackle, and we're lining up across from him at right end. My only claim to fame against the former NFL player was that I got him drawn for holding one time.
Hey, you'll always have that.
And he'll have an NFL career. Good for him. Jake Hansen's a great dude. And so penalties continue to hurt the Owls. They're back now to the 23-yard line. 6:12 and the clock winding. Bring a receiver in motion. Play action. Rolling out right. Pressure coming. Throwing. Incomplete. A huge play defensively. We've got a flag on the far side of the field. So as the flag came in from the other side, if you decline this, you save the down, save about 40 seconds on the clock. 6:02. The clock will stay stopped with an incomplete pass. Now it's 2nd down and goal from their own 23-yard line. Ball spotted middle of the field, which is where you want to be set up if you are going to attempt a field goal. 2 receivers left. Play clock at 10. Pistol for Maxwell. Linebacker creeping up. We'll see if CR brings pressure. They rush 4. Pocket collapsing. Maxwell escapes, throws it left, and it's tipped and dropped. Not only was it nearly intercepted, but with the incompletion, the clock stops at 5:56, and it's 3rd down and goal from the 23. So from this spot, Liam, you're looking at about a 37-yarder center of the field. So we'll see if they try to even throw the ball, if they're just going to keep it on the ground. And if they do keep it on the ground, you probably wondering if they call a timeout. One receiver right, one left. Trip Maxwell, pistol formation. Critical play in the game. 6-3, Foothill on top. 3rd and goal from the 23. They shift across the formation. Dropping back to pass, looking right the entire way. Turn it, double move, incomplete. Overthrew the receiver, tried out and up on the close side and had a little window. Receiver didn't get there in time, and here comes the field goal attempt to try and make it a touchdown ball game. It'll be Connor Cook, and by not running the ball, they do leave the ball spotted right in the middle of the field, but the clock stops with 5:52, and Redwoods has all 3 timeouts as well. Officially, it's going to be a 40-yarder. Snap, hold, kick is up. It's a line drive. Wide left. No good. We have a flag. And another flag out on the field. But Cook missed that field goal wide left. The referees are walking over towards Coach White, I believe.
No way.
So offsetting penalties is they're going to say illegal formation and running into the kicker. So missed line back up for the field goal. 40 yards again for Cook. 5:47 to go. Foothill with a 6-3 lead, trying to make it a touchdown game. Connor Cook, the kicker. Snap, good hold. That kick is drilled right down the middle. Got plenty of leg and caught it cleanly. So the offsetting penalties come back to bite. So we've got another flag that just came out late. So as a false start, take the points off the board. Now it's a 45-yarder. He hit a 49-yarder to open the opening drive to get the scoring. So we're going to have realignment of the football. So the ball stays in the middle of the field. Field goal was taken off the board. It's still 6-3, 5:38. False start against the offense. Now back to a 45-yarder. Cook for his 3rd try. Flags again. And I didn't even see a call. I lost the ball. But again, a false start against Foothill. And they're just mental mistake after mental mistake on the special teams for the Owls. This was a 40-yarder. To recap, a 40-yard field goal. There was a line drive missed. Offsetting penalties, we did it again. Drilled the field goal, false start. We're going to go back and do it. 3rd attempt, 45-yarder was right there. And they're going to back him up and not try a 50. Remember, Cook hit a 49-yarder on the opening drive.
I don't think I've ever seen a sequence like that.
So now Foothill's going to punt, leading 6-3 with 5:32. And Connacht get him up to the 10 at least. There we go. Standing at the 10-yard line. He fair caught one inside the 5. High snap. Pressure coming. Gets it away. And this kick may go into the end zone. And we've got some pushing and shoving. A flag came in. And looked like this is a personal foul against Redwoods. That's a 1st down. And that's what they're signaling.
Foul on us. Because we can't fucking hold it together.
5:25 a punt. That's going to be an automatic first down.
Oh man, that's
What a series of events, those 5 plays.
On a ball that was punted in.
that's gut wrenching.
So that's going to give the Foothill offense a fresh set of downs. So not only do they get the football back, they're going to go back to first down, and they're going to keep winding 40 seconds off the clock as long as they can keep it on the ground. So 5:25.
First and 10 for the Owls.
Optimistically, you can get this ball back with maybe now like 3 minutes, 2 and change, depending on when you use your timeout. But a critical call. Pistol formation, they're going to run right. Cutting back. Tackled at the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown Foothill. Wow.
Yep, that hurts.
I don't know if I've ever seen a series of events quite like that.
No, I've never seen anything like that.
It's 12-3 after the touchdown. The lone benefit being that they scored on the first play and minimized the clock runoff. PAT is up and good. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Foothill now on top, 13-3. Redwoods got a lot of work to do here on ESPN 107.3 FM. So a very unfortunate turn of events here in the fourth quarter, as what would have been a 40-yard field goal was missed. Offsetting penalties gave Foothill another chance. They had a false start, moved them back to 45. Another false start, moved them back to 50. They elected to punt, and on the punt, a personal foul against Redwoods gave Foothill an automatic first down. They punched it in from 10 plus on the next play. That's where we are, 13-3. Foothill on top. That kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. Again, mentioned it briefly just before going to break. The lone benefit to what just happened, which again, that I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that with the number of penalties, especially the false starts on offense that pushed them out of field goal range, and then to get it back on fourth down. But however, running that in, you give them 5:19. Redwoods has 3 timeouts. So you're not out of this game yet, but you just made it a whole lot harder on yourself.
Yeah, that was a very weird sequence, and yeah, penalties have hurt Redwoods tonight. You know, as the coaches next to us have been saying, I mean, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah, tough one so far, but not over. Still a lot of time.
Buckland in
Good
the
amount of
offense to take over at their own 25-yard line, trailing by 10. Play clock at 5. 2 receivers left, 2 right. They get the snap off, looking left. Buckland throwing down the left side, wide open, caught at the 50. Isaac Johnson went up and got a step on the defender, and they're going to say he got out of bounds in plus territory. So that's exactly what you needed on the first play from scrimmage. A 27-yard completion to Isaac Johnson. Clock starting to wind. 5:06 and counting. And interesting, they're winding the clock before the ball's even close to being spotted. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Buckland in the gun, dropping back, looks right, now steps up, sees a seam, eyes downfield, going to try and run with it. He lost the football. Recovered by Foothill. Quentin Buckland He's trying to do a bit too much there, stepping up in the pocket. Had defenders tried to make a move. And you maybe get a couple yards on the ground. Toss that one out of bounds, but hindsight 2020. Defense goes back out 447, and Corsairs are on life support right now. Couple of first downs from Foothill could seal this one up as handoff right side. Carry of for about 2. Goes to Jordan Fuentes. And one thing you got to remember is keep your composure defensively, especially so that you don't either A, get ejected and hurt your team for the next game, or B, just give them free opportunities right here. Keep your composure, show who you are as a team, and try to get a stop and get the football back. As the ball's out to the 50-yard line, right hash. Trip Maxwell takes the snap, handoff, right side. Plenty of room to run, and Fuentes is going to be forced out of bounds. Clock will stop, but he got a first down, and chains will move. Clock winds under 3:45.
Gain of 9 yards on the play. 1st and 10, Foothill.
Foothill's got the ball at the Redwoods 41. Fresh set of downs, play clock continuing to wind, 15 seconds. The Owls break the huddle. Game clock approaching 3:15. Snap. Ooh, looked like some confusion on the handoff, but plenty of room to run and some good push from the offensive linemen. Get about 8.
Correction, Anthony Alonso, the ball carrier. Tackled by Levi Walker.
Lonzo the back, who picked up 8 right there. Brings up 2nd down and 2. Should be the last play before 2-minute warning. Two receivers, 2 tight ends. Maxwell takes the snap, handoff, running left. Jump cut is Alonzo. It's going to be brought down near the sticks.
Tackled by number 34, Daquan Dunn. Gain of 3 yards.
As clock's going to wind down to the 2-minute timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. When we come back, Redwoods trailing 13-3 on ESPN 107.3 FM. Final 2 minutes of action. We'll see if Redwoods opts to burn their timeouts. With 2 minutes to go, as the PA announcer's already on to next weekend, where Redwoods will host DVC, and Foothill will be at home here again next week. So unfortunately, the same number of points on the board as the last down and 3 is a first down and will end it. Pistol again, Trip Maxwell. Hands it off, running right. Redwoods stringing him out, trying to cut up field. He's going to be brought down near the line to gain. And the officials are signaling for the chains to move, and that should do it. They're going to wind the clock, and are they going to give him the first down? Yep, there it is, and that'll pretty much do it. Foothill was going to need to take one more snap and take a knee to make it official, and they're going to walk away with a win 13-3. Redwoods defense played extremely well. I mean, held them to a pair of field goals the entire game and was unable to close it on out as Maxwell takes a knee. And that'll do it. The final 20 seconds will wind off of the clock. College of the Redwoods drops to 0-2 on the season. Foothill College now at 1-1 as they claim a 13-3 victory here in Los Altos Hills. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up right here on ESPN 107.3 FM. Final score from Los Altos Hills, Foothill College 13, College of the Redwoods 3. We would like to thank our sponsors, North Fork Lumber Company and Game On, exclusive sponsors of College of the Redwoods football. Also like to thank Harper Motors, your local Moman, and J&G Lawn and Garden. We appreciate all of your support. Thank you, those of you, for tuning in and listening and keeping us on the air all season long. Liam, a tough loss for a Redwoods team. They battled tooth and nail, and it really came down to about the 5.5-minute mark of the third quarter where things just flipped. Foothill was driving down the field with a 6-3 lead in hand, set up for a 40-yarder after the 40-yard field goal attempt after Redwoods got the stop. Missed the field goal offsetting penalties. They had to try it again. False start on the offense after they made the field goal, so back them up. Try 3 is a 45-yarder. False start again. Back them up. If it would have been a 50-yarder, Foothill elects to punt. They send the punt team out and get one away, but a personal foul against the defense is an automatic first down. 15 yards next play from scrimmage. Foothill punches it in from 13 out and had a 2-score lead. It would have been a 1-score ball game, 6-point lead for Foothill, even if you just gave them the field goal opportunity. And if you don't have the personal foul, you get the ball back down by a field goal at your 20-yard line with 5.5 to go, 3 timeouts in your pocket. Personal foul changed everything. However, you got to get more out of your offense to put yourself in a position to win the game. I want to start there, Liam.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Credit to the defense. Mara Wheeler's defense is, they battled hard. They played really well, and that's the unit this team is going to have to lean on this season. But I think offensively, I mean, look, moving up to the national division, there is going to be an adjustment period. There are going to be growing pains. And, hopefully the growing pains in the adjustment period is a shorter period than longer. But, I mean, Redwoods football, especially on offense, is going through that adjustment period right now. And that is just going to happen when you're moved up and you're playing better competition. And we'll just have to see how long it lasts, because first year being moved up, it's just something that's going to happen. So, but I mean, that doesn't excuse, shooting yourselves in the
Right.
foot and the penalties and all that kind of stuff. So
Absolutely.
just a frustrating loss again.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, a lot of things to take away. I think that Coach Helms was sitting to my left the entire game. Probably heard him at some point as well. He summed it up the best. And he's on the headset. He's on the offensive channel. He's talking with Coach White. And he summed it up perfectly. He goes, Coach, I think we've got an elite defense, and our offense needs to get him some help. That's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, I mean, what I was saying earlier, using the baseball analogy,
Run support.
the defense needs some run support.
Absolutely.
I mean, you liken the Redwoods defense to an ace pitcher who goes out there on the mound, throws 6 innings, only gives up 1 or 2 runs, and then loses because the offense can't produce anything.
Right.
That's kind of the same thing that's happening here. I mean, the defense is playing really well. They're giving up not very many points. They're making a lot of stops, but the offense just is not helping them out and getting them wins.
So a combined 16 points in the first 2 games. They're averaging 8 points a game is Redwood's offense. Not a number to write home about.
No, and we've talked about this coaching staff. This is great coaching staff. Coach White, all of his assistants. I mean, they're going to get back to work, and I think things are going to get better at some point. But like I said, there's going to be an adjustment period, adjusting to much better competition week in and week out.
And I think that you've got a very good quarterback in Quentin Buckland. I like him a lot. I think he's making the smart plays about 90% of the time, which is what you want. He's not making a bunch of mistakes to where he's putting yourself in a liability situation out there. He did have a big fumble that essentially ended the game, but at that point the game had kind of been at a dire strait for Redwoods if they wanted to be able to pull it out. You've got the receivers that started to show up. Obviously, they were today without Darren Dodd. You're missing Cody Hayes, your starting tight end, and one of their top receivers, Trey Silva, out with injury to start the year. But just think about the receiving core from a year ago. You had guys like Anthony Aguirre. You had Jaden Burns. You had Fat Williams. And then you had Zay Hemmings in the backfield. This offense does not have the playmakers that they had last year, so they need to figure out a way to get the ball into advantageous situations for the guys that they do have and to tailor it to that. Buckland has been playing very well. Redwoods has not been able to finish drives. A field goal is not going to cut it no matter how well your defense plays. You have to score more than 3 points. So I think the offense definitely has their work cut out for them. The defense needs to continue to stay hot, and they're going to be if CR is going to continue to stay in games, it's going to be because of their defense.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, Mitchell, I think from the moment that head coach Jason White restarted this program, they've just been incredibly spoiled on offense with the weapons that they've had. And this year they're again adjusting to new guys, new quarterback, new receivers, and new running back. I mean, not very many returners. So I mean, you just have to keep working. And I think eventually, as Ed Helms said, eventually it's going to click. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Well, in the meantime, we got to cut out the dumb penalties. That's for sure.
That's right.
Next week, Redwoods will be home for, Diablo Valley College. That is a 3:00 p.m. kick from the Redwood Bowl. Liam Warner and myself will be live on ESPN 107.3 FM at 2:45. The rest of September is going to be home for DVC next weekend. Then on the road in Visalia at Sequoias. That's an 11 a.m. kick, and then home for Monterey Peninsula at 12 o'clock. I've got that Monterey Peninsula game circled. They beat this Foothill team by 3 points in overtime. CR is going to get them with a couple more games under their belt at home. That's a game that if you win that, no matter how the rest of them go, that's a game that's going to feel good. Monterey has had their number, and were one of the other teams that moved up from the American to the National Division. I think a win over Monterey would be huge down the stretch. But for now, you've got DVC at home next week, 3 o'clock kickoff, starting live with the pregame show right here on ESPN 107.3 at 2:45 p.m. Liam, a big thank you to
Zach Rogers back in the studio. Great job as always.
Thank you so much, Zach, for getting us on the air. For Liam Warner, I am Mitchell Manji saying so long from Los Altos Hills. Final score, Foothill College 13, College of the Redwoods 3.